Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to this broadcast of an OSAA On Point Community Credit Union State Championship event as the Roseburg Indians welcome in the Canby Cougars today in the first round of the 6A state playoffs. The Roseburg Indians, the Southwest Conference champions, look to defend their home turf as they try to advance to the second round of the state playoffs for a third consecutive year. They'll welcome in the Canby Cougars out of the Three Rivers League, where they were 5-13 in league play, 9-18 overall this year for the Cougars. They make a long trip down from the Portland metropolitan area as they look to advance in the first round of the playoffs and see if they can continue on. And this is their first time in the state playoffs since 2013. We welcome you into today's broadcast of Roseburg Baseball. I'm Joey Kieran. We appreciate you tuning in for today's broadcast here on 1490 The Score and streaming online at 541radio.com. The weather has held out for us, at least for the time being, as Roseburg gets the field ready to take on the Cougars. A nice, comfortable temperature. There is sun shining overhead, a few white clouds off in the distance, and maybe a few coming our direction. But for right now, it's looking like a beautiful day for baseball here in the Umpqua Basin. For those of you watching online at 541radio.com, we welcome you into Legion Field, one of the beautiful places to watch high school baseball around the state of Oregon. For Roseburg, this will be the first time hosting a home playoff game since last year. The Indians will try to defend their home turf and see if they can get back into that second round where they've been the last two seasons. But for Roseburg, the last time they made it a run past the second round was when they made it to the semifinals back in 2013. We'll see how things play out here today as Roseburg and Canby get ready to square off. If you are new to the broadcast today, we welcome you in. For those visiting fans that might be viewing and following the Canby Cougars here in the postseason, thanks so much for tuning in for the broadcast. And in case you have not heard, you can follow the action streaming live for free there online at 541radio.com or on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score. We've got plenty coming up here for you in the pregame show. When we come back, we'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Troy Thompson of the Roseburg Indians. He'll give us a bit of a recap of how things have been going for Roseburg since they wrapped up the regular season a little more than a week ago. We'll also take a look at how these two teams got to where we're at here in today's ball game. We'll take a look at the 6A state baseball bracket and find out what's lying ahead for the winner of today's matchup. And we'll get you our Supercut starting lineups here in just a few moments as well. Stick around, plenty to get to before first pitch as Roseburg welcomes in the Canby Cougars in a 6A state playoff game when we return on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more for basketball at 541radio.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Back with more of our pregame on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score, and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. It is the postseason, first round action for the Roseburg Indians today. They welcome in the Canby Cougars, and we take some time now here in the pregame show to get a chance to catch up with head coach Troy Thompson of the Roseburg Indians. And Coach, first and foremost, want to officially here on the broadcast say congratulations on winning a Southwest Conference title. It was a well-deserved honor for the guys this year, hard fought to win it in a very competitive Southwest Conference this year. And very competitive game one against Sheldon to be able to clinch that title. How'd you guys feel coming away from Sheldon? Well, boy, it's been over a week ago now.
Yeah, it has. It's been about a week. 10 days, and since that time it's been good for us. But going back to the Sheldon doubleheader, it was a very good day for us at the baseball field. Get that game won with another strong performance by Zach Mandera on the mound, keep us close there, and then we were able to get those runs late in the game, kind of break it open there, and then get those final outs was a great thing for us. And then into game two with Jay Stoffel, and our offense picked up kind of where it left off there at the end of game one and continued that, and we're able to get out of there in 5 innings. So a great effort by our kids that day. We talked about being competitive for 14 innings that day, and to stay with it, not worry about what we're up against or what has to happen in order for a league title or any of those things. Let's just take care of ourselves, and good things will happen for us. And fortunately for us on that day, it did. So it was a great effort by our kids, and a very good job by our guys on the mound to keep us in those games and to come away with there with a couple wins.
You guys get ready for a postseason run here, and it's this team has seen the last couple of years a run to the second round of the postseason, and so you got a lot of guys on this club that have got some playoff baseball experience. How much easier does that make it for you when you get to this point in the season to have guys that know what's expected, know what it's like to be at this point in the year?
Well, you'd like to think it makes a difference, but you never know until you get on the field in a day like today. So in the format that we're in high school baseball here in Oregon with a single elimination, you never know. So you got to plan to play your best on that day, no matter when that is. And fortunately for us, today it's here at home. And hopefully we can come out and play the way I think we're capable of, and hopefully been preparing for throughout the season. But to have some guys that have been here before is certainly a good place to start, and we do have that. We have some guys that have played last year when we played Sherwood here at home. The year before that, we went up and beat South Salem in the first round up at their place. So we've kind of seen it both ways. We've been on the road, we've been at home, and a lot of these guys were in uniform during those times. So it's always a challenge, different year, all those things, but it's nice to have some experience in some key spots.
You mentioned playing here at home at Legion Field, and I know it's been something you guys worked hard to try and get, the opportunity to be able to stay home, not have to travel for playoff games. And in your mind, how big of an advantage is Legion Field for a team like Canby coming in here today that, you know, a lot of these guys probably over on that side, they've never even heard of Legion Field, and they get to play here at a ballpark that might feel a little different for some that haven't had a chance to play here before?
Well, yeah, regardless of, the team that comes in or what, if we're in league or non-league or playoffs, it's nice for us just to be home, to have that home field advantage with our practice facility being here as well, and our kids have spent a lot of time and effort on this field, so it's nice to be rewarded with playing a game here as well. So to play at home is a nice thing for us, and hopefully today we're able to take advantage of that here against Canby.
Speaking of the Canby Cougars, they come in out of the Three Rivers League. Obviously, on paper, their record, they had more losses than wins. But when you get to this point, like you said, it's one elimination game, and they're going to throw everything they have at you. And so you expect to see their best here in today's matchup. What do you know about these guys? What kind of things do you expect to see out of Canby?
Well, exactly that. You can throw the power rankings and the records and all those things out the window when it comes down to game time. You've got to get on the field. You've got to play well, given that opportunity, and it doesn't matter who you're playing against, whether it's, like I said, non-league, league, into the playoffs. You've still got to take care of yourself, play the game, and hopefully good things happen for you at the end of the day. So we're looking at it like that. Canby themselves is a good club out of a very competitive Three Rivers League, and they've got some nice wins to their credit against some big-time programs. So I think they're a very scrappy team that'll stay after the game, and they've done a good job doing that. So they've worked hard to get to this point too. So like I said, we're excited for the opportunity to play at home, and anxious for the chance to get on the field with anybody at this point, and we're excited for the chance here today.
All right, Coach Troy Thompson here with us in the pregame show. Thanks, Coach, and good luck today.
Thank you.
We're getting ready for first pitch between Roseburg and Canby here at Legion Field. The sun is shining and we are almost ready to go. Our PA announcer, Kenny Sherman, announcing the starting lineups for both of these teams. Let's go ahead while we've got some time here in the pregame show. Let's go ahead and do so as well. We'll start out with the visiting team, the Canby Cougars, led by head coach J.J. Stolzig. They are 9-18 overall this year, 5-13 in the Three Rivers League. Leading things off for Canby will be Josh Oakley, the second baseman. Oakley, a junior infielder for the Cougars. In center field is Christian Potratz, a sophomore. The three-hitter will be the shortstop, and he is a returning all-league selection, a junior, Caden Delosier. The cleanup man is the first baseman, Wyatt Ramos, a junior. In the 5-hole is today's starting pitcher for the Cougars. It'll be Sean Weiss, a senior, honorable mention all-league selection a year ago. Playing at third base, batting sixth, is Tyler Marsh, a senior. Behind the plate will be the 7-hitter, and that is Garrett Sassy, another senior for the Cougars. In the 8th spot is the right fielder, Jack Lyles, a senior. And in the 9-hole is the left fielder, wearing number 21, Chaz Kaiser, a junior. And that is your Supercut starting lineup for the Canby Cougars. On the other side for the Roseburg Indians, head coach Troy Thompson is his 17th year leading the Indians. 15-6 overall this year, 12-3 in the Southwest Conference, finishing in first place. Leading things off will be the junior catcher, Spencer Six. Following him is the shortstop, another junior, Caden Johnson. Junior right fielder, batting third, is Doran Gillespie. On the mound today for the Roseburg Indians, senior right-handed pitcher, Zach Mandera. In center field, the junior Jet Black will start and bat fifth. At first base, senior Jonathan Stone will bat sixth. Hitting seventh and playing at third base is junior Jay Stoffel. In left field, senior Mason Littlefield will bat eighth. And rounding out the starting nine for Coach Thompson will be Luke Van Norman, the second baseman, a junior for the Roseburg Indians. That is your Supercut starting lineups in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. We are just about ready to go. The teams are lining first and third base. We'll have the national anthem coming up here in just a few moments. Take a quick look at our weather for you. Right now about 67 degrees here in Roseburg. Blue sky in breaks above us. A lot of puffy clouds. It does look like there is some possible rain in the forecast, but we are hoping that that will not come into today's game. It's not expected to hit until about 7 o'clock tonight, so we'll keep our fingers crossed on that. First pitch is just around the corner. We'll take our final break and come back after this on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Coke and Pepsi products, and of course award-winning Umpqua Dairy ice cream out there as well.
Beautiful rendition of the national anthem, and we are ready to go in this OSAA On Point Community Credit Union 6A state playoff matchup between the Roseburg Indians and the Canby Cougars. Roseburg finished 7th in the OSAA Today coaches poll, but in the OSAA Power Ranking, which decides the rankings for the 32-team playoff bracket, Roseburg was 6th, and Canby comes in at number 27. The winner of this one moves on to face the winner of Westview and Sprague. That game getting going tonight at about 5 o'clock. So we'll try and see if we have any updates on that before we go off the air here today. As the Indians take the field, want to let all of our Roseburg Indian faithful that might be tuning in for today's game, softball playoff action going on just beyond the left field fence, and they're in the third inning. It's 7-1. It looks like the bottom of the third right now, as it looks like Lake Ridge is out in the field. Roseburg leading Lake Ridge 7-1, bottom of the third inning in that softball playoff matchup. For the Roseburg Indians on the mound, it is Zach Mandera. Mandera comes into today's matchup with a team-high 7-2 record. He has pitched 45 innings this season, a 2.49 ERA. He's got 40 strikeouts to just 10 walks this year. He's given up 49 hits in those 45 innings, 23 runs, only 16 earned. Again, 7-2 on the year. He does have had one save opportunity, did not get the save in that chance. I think he ended up getting the win in that matchup. It'll be his 7th start of the season, 10th game pitched for Zach Mandera. Mandera on the mound behind the plate. It's Spencer Six. Out at first base, Jonathan Stone. Second base, Luke Van Norman. At shortstop, it's Caden Johnson. Third base, Jay Stoffel. In the outfield from left to right, Mason Littlefield, Jet Black, and Doran Gillespie. And that is your look around the diamond defensively as Roseburg gets ready to face Canby here in the top of the first inning. It'll be Josh Oakley, the second baseman, to lead things off. Roseburg's in their home whites here today. Numbers on the front and the back in orange. The orange script. Roseburg on the front. White tops, white trousers, black piping stripe down the side, black stirrups, and caps with the orange R on the top for the Indians. For Canby, gray trousers, dark navy tops with the gold trim. Numbers in the front and the back in gold as well for the visiting Cougars. Leading things off, Josh Oakley, a .250 batting average this season. Leads things off. He has struck out 14 times, walked 12, and he takes the first pitch low and outside for ball one. We are underway in this OSAA On Point Community Credit Union playoff game. The 1-0 pitch hits the outside corner for a called strike. Sun shining down, getting bright out there. The 1-1 swing and a miss. Foul tipped, it looks like, actually into the glove for Oakley. The starting second baseman, a junior, 5'9". Coming off of a 1-for-4 game with a strikeout in the last matchup against Oregon City for Canby. His 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss at the high heat. He goes down. A strikeout to start things off for Zach Mandera. One away, and that's a Morewell Drilling strikeout. You can't afford to strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust Morewell Drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Give them a call at 541-459-4039. Christian Potrats will stand in. First pitch at low and outside to the left-handed batter. Potrats is the center fielder. His 1-0 delivery takes on the outside corner for a 1-1 count. Trying to look, it looks as if he's using a wooden bat for this one. In high school, of course, they are allowed to use aluminum as the pitch on the outside corner called for strike two. Potrats, a sophomore, .228 batting average this year. He's got a 1-2 count. Mandera gets him to foul one off, and that does, in fact, sound as if he's using a wood bat. No, don't see that too often in high school baseball where a guy chooses to work with a wood bat. They don't even use wood bat in college, so not a huge advantage to using that now. As a pitch outside, high and away, 2-2 now for Potrats. Interesting. Not something you see too often. Sun shining down on home plate. The 2-2 pitch outside from Mandera, and the count will go full. Zach striking out Josh Oakley to start things off here in the top of the first inning. He's fallen behind here, going to a full count with nobody on and one away. The wind and fire. Ground ball, well, that actually sounded like it was aluminum. Goes to Van Norman, the throw to first to Jonathan Stone in time for out number 2. Verdict in the booth, you think that was a metal bat?
It sounded metal.
Yeah, it does sound metal. But the first time he hit it, it sounded like it was a wood bat. It had a wood bat look if it wasn't. I would guess that it's probably metal. It just doesn't make sense not to use a metal bat at this level.
It's metal.
Okay. Metal is the confirmation here in the booth. 2 down, and the first pitch swinging now for another lefty. Caden Delosier, the shortstop, fouls off the first pitch. And that bat looked very, very much like a wooden bat you'd see. As a line drive shot's going to get into center field for Delosier. Hottest hitter, I would think, on this team. Yeah, he is. .452 batting average. As a team, this Canby team is batting in the 200s, but Delosier has finished the season strong and comes in with a .452 batting average. As a team, Canby hitting .234. And Delosier will get the first hit of the game
Next batter, number 22,
for the Cougars. And I think Roseburg, not surprised by that, looking at the numbers. First pitch swinging now for the cleanup man, Wyatt Ramos, will fall in foul territory for strike 1. I think the goal might be for this Canby, or for Roseburg against this Canby team, just not let the guys that are swinging hot sticks hurt you too much. A 2-out single with nobody on to Delosier, not the end of the world if you can get the out here against Wyatt Ramos. And Ramos, another hot hitter, batting .292. He fouls off another pitch. It's a third straight lefty, by the way. That ball into the grandstands behind the Roseburg dugout on the third base side. Ramos 0-2, now the count. He does have 1 home run this year. Stands back in, the 0-2 delivery from Mandera. Just outside. Wyatt Ramos has one of 2 home runs this season for Canby. The other belongs to the man at first base, Caden Delosier, the shortstop, who had a 2-out single. Another foul ball for Ramos, the first baseman. Wyatt Ramos, a junior, coming off of an 0-for-3 game. Struggled down the stretch. His last 7 games went 3 for 17. Takes just outside on a breaking ball from Mandera. This top of the first will continue. We'll check in on that softball game here in just a moment. Going to the 4th inning, it looks like. Top of the 4th over there. 2-2 pitch from Mandera. Fouled off again. Oh, we'll take a look at our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. We'll be doing that frequently throughout the game. Checking the scoreboard of that softball game. Roseburg leading 7-1, top of the 4th inning against Lake Ridge in that first-round playoff matchup for the Roseburg girls. Top of the first here, 2-2 pitch from Mandera against Ramos. The lefty waits, chops at another one and fouls it away. Mandera continually trying to challenge Ramos and has not been able to get one by him. We'll do it again on the 2-2. At first base is Delosier. Takes a medium lead. Throw in is high and away, and the count will go full. Mandera trying to get Ramos to chase, and he does not. An abundance of lefties in the lineup for Canby. 3 straight here in the middle. Sean Weiss is waiting on deck. He is a righty. The 3-2 pitch in the air. Shallow left field. Going out is Johnson, coming in Littlefield. And Littlefield with 2 hands makes the catch to retire the side. A battle between Wyatt Ramos and Zach Mandera, and Mandera will win this round as he gets Ramos to fly out to left to finish off the top of the first inning. No score after a half inning of play. No runs, 1 hit, no error for the Canby Cougars. Roseburg coming up to bat in the bottom of the first when we return on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Swimming season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Left-handed senior Sean Weiss on the mound for Canby, as he will face the top of the Roseburg order as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Take a look around the diamond here for the Cougars. Weiss on the mound. His battery mate behind the plate, Garrett Sassy. Out at first is Wyatt Ramos. Second baseman, Josh Oakley. At shortstop, Caden Delosier. Starting at third is Tyler Marsh. In the outfield from left to right, Chaz Kaiser, Christian Potratz, and Jack Lyles. Your starting 9 for the Canby Cougars. Canby comes in again in the season. 9-18 overall this year, 5-13 out of the Three Rivers League. Weiss, his record 50 and 2/3 innings pitched. He's got a 3-4 record, making his 10th start of the year. A 2.35 ERA, 67 strikeouts this year to just 17 walks. He's allowed 17 earned runs. He'll face the lefty Spencer Six to lead things off for the Roseburg Indians. First pitch to Six, takes for a strike, and we are underway in the bottom of the first inning. Leadoff man Spencer Six. He's had multiple hits in his last 3 games. As he checks swings, they'll appeal. No, he did not go around. And it'll be a 1-1 count for Six. Multiple hits in his last 3 games. Over those last 3 games, he's 7 for 12 with 4 RBI and 2 doubles. Comes into today batting .368. Pitch high and away for a 2-1 count. Six also the leading walker on this team. 18 walks this year for Spencer Six. A 2-1 count from Weiss. The lefty winds and fires. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And that'll back up third baseman Tyler Marsh, who had been playing in case of a bunt attempt. 2-2 coming up here for Weiss. He winds and fires. Breaking ball carries just a bit too far outside from the lefty to the lefty. Full count now as Six battling in the leadoff spot. The 3-2 pitch. Got a piece of it to stay alive. Spencer has done a great job of setting the table for Roseburg. Has 14 runs scored. Getting on base and coming around to help Roseburg out this year. 3-2 pitch again to him. Went after a pitch high. That ball in the air could be playable for Sassy. He'll run out of space as that went up against the netting behind home. And Spencer Six continues the battle against starting pitcher Sean Weiss. Weiss by far the most innings thrown for this Canby team. Behind him, Garrett Sassy, the catcher, has thrown 43 innings, and then Caden Delosier, the shortstop, has thrown 30 1/3. The 3-2 pitch fouled off again by Six. So it looks like for Canby, if you look at the stats here, their bullpen is coming mainly out of guys that are out there on the field right now. Full count pitch for Weiss. High for ball 4, and it's a leadoff walk issued to Spencer Six. Spencer gets himself on base. The go-ahead runner on for the Indians. Matching what Canby did in the first, they got a man on at first base as well. Caden Johnson steps in, a throw, no, a look to first for Weiss. He does not throw that direction. Holding on at first base is Wyatt Ramos. The first pitch high and tight now to Caden Johnson, the right-hander. Junior shortstop, Caden, batting .296, has a 4-game hit streak coming into today. He has laid down a few bunts as of late. The 1-0, not showing a bunt. He takes high for a 2-0 count. In fact, I think of that 4-game hit streak, a few of those were sacrifice bunts that Caden Johnson puts in a perfect spot to get on as a bunt single instead of a sac bunt. 2-0 pitch to him, fouls it back for strike one. Caden Johnson this year. I don't have the stat I was looking for on my sheet. I was looking to see if I could find his sacrifice hits that he's had. He does square to bunt here with 1 strike. The throw goes to first and back in safely. A head-first dive by Spencer Six. No tag applied by Wyatt Ramos. Squaring to bunt again. Charging in will be Marsh from third. Bunt, first base side, foul. Picked up by the catcher, Sassy. And back to the plate will go Johnson with a 2-2 count. Roseburg coming in, 5-game winning streak for these Indians. Looking to add to that. Their longest winning streak of the season was 7 games. A 2-2 pitch again now coming up for Johnson. A throw in. Breaking ball. Johnson stays on it. Trickles one down the third base side past coach Troy Thompson down there. Well, we got Blazers basketball coming up for you a little later on tonight. We'll talk more about that throughout tonight's broadcast. Stay with us for that. 2-2 pitch coming up here for Weiss. Checking first a few times. Six will take an extra half step. And that pitch just misses inside. Might have been a bit low. The count will go full. Don't know exactly where it was at, but I can tell you this much. It did not miss by a lot. Full count pitch yet again here for Weiss. The 3-2 fouled away. Roseburg making Sean Weiss work for it here in the first inning. Bottom of the first, scoreless game. Nobody out with Spencer Six at first after the leadoff walk. By my unofficial count, already up to 16 pitches and not through 2 batters yet for Sean Weiss. It's 3-2 again here for Johnson. Got a hold of that one out towards right center. Might have a chance to get down. It's over the top of the head of Jack Lyles. Six is headed for third. In with a standing double is Johnson. The throw goes to the plate. Behind the plate, Sassy will knock it down with the chest protector into third. Six had to wait for it to fall before he really could take off, so he gets a late break. But Spencer Six will get into third. It's a standing double for Caden Johnson. And Roseburg has 2 in scoring position here in the bottom of the first inning against Canby.
Next batter of the right
for Caden Johnson, that is his 3rd double of the season. And Doran Gillespie will bat next with a chance to put the Indians on the board. First pitch for Gillespie. The infield playing in. First pitch swinging, foul ball. Doran Gillespie this year, he's been batting in that 3rd spot most of the season, hitting .292. The junior has 12 RBI this year. 3 doubles, 1 triple, and 1 home run for Gillespie. A guy with a lot of power, but has been susceptible to the strikeout as he takes a strike on the outside corner to go to 0-2. Nobody out with runners at second and third, and an opportunity for Roseburg is knocking. They just have to answer the call. Gillespie does have 11 strikeouts this year. An 0-2 pitch coming up here for Sean Weiss. High and away, Gillespie holds off. Almost chased after it from the lefty. Weiss has been a strikeout pitcher mentioned earlier. 67 punch-outs this season for him. 1-2 count. Gillespie high in the air out towards left field. That one going well foul. Might reach the softball field with that one. Which it looks like they're in the 5th inning over in that softball game. Top of the 5th. Still 7-1 in that contest. Roseburg in front of that softball playoff game against Lake Ridge. 1-2 pitch again here for Gillespie. Swing, and he might have gotten a piece of it. It was into the glove either way. Swing and a miss. And a strikeout for Weiss gets the first out. And that'll allow the defense to breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief. Still nobody on first, so a double play, automatic double play, not out there at the moment. One away, Zach Mandera will bat looking to help himself out. Mandera this season, 15 RBI, batting in the cleanup spot, hitting .389. The senior going to Portland State for football. The first pitch is outside for ball one. Still playing in at the corners here for the defense up the middle for Canby. The 1-0 high and away, laying off. Mandera takes for a 2-0 count. Well, folks, as the title sponsor of the OSAA State Championships, On Point does everything it can to help our team and community get ahead. More on that in a moment as the 2-0 pitch is outside, 3-0 count. On Point delivers the local banking and lending its members need to reach their goals and make more possible. Visit On Point at onpointcu.com. On Point is federally insured by NCUA Equal Housing Opportunity. Quick visit out there to the mound for Garrett Sassy. 3-0 count to Zach Mandera. They are pitching him very cautiously. Mandera looking for a walk that might load the bases with one away. Weiss's pitch high up at the letters for ball four. A 4-pitch walk issued to Mandera. Bases loaded, just one away. It does give Canby a double play opportunity here to try and get out of this first inning. As a visit out to the mound for the coaching staff here for Canby. They do bring out Garrett Zimet to run for Zach Mandera, courtesy runner for the pitcher. Zimet now at first, running for Mandera. Caden Johnson at second. Spencer Six at third. Here in the bottom of the first, a walk, a double, strikeout, and a walk for Sean Weiss. Bases loaded with one down. Jet Black will bat next for Roseburg as they finish the meeting on the mound. Shortstop and third base return back to their positions. Wind blowing out to center field here at Legion. Deep ballpark that plays even deeper. 385 to dead center, 320 down the lines here at Roseburg's Legion Field. Jet Black will stand in. First pitch just outside for ball one to the righty. Jet leads the team in extra base hits. 4 doubles, 3 triples, and 1 home run for the junior. Honorable mention outfielder last year in conference. Fouls that one back to the net for strike one. All conference awards have been voted on. Expecting to get those details coming up tomorrow. Got to imagine you'll see a few Roseburg Indians on that first team after winning the Southwest Conference title for the first time in 7 years. 1-1 for Jet. Got underneath it to center field. Will it be deep enough to drive in Six? Charging in. The center fielder will catch. The throw to the plate is a bit short. Knocks it down. But Six will stay at third. Behind the plate, Sassy came out to get it. And the fly ball out by Jet Black will not be good enough for a sac fly. In center field, Christian Potratz coming in to make that play.
Next batter, the first baseman, number 15,
so everybody holds
Jonathan
put.
Stone.
Base is still loaded. Jonathan Stone will try to cash in for Roseburg here in the bottom of the first. Got to feel like this would be a bit of a boost for Canby if they can get out of this jam here in the bottom of the first inning. Roseburg, a missed opportunity for sure. First pitch to Jonathan Stone is a called strike. Jonathan Stone, batting .281, takes high. He is 5 for 17 since returning from an injury that forced him out for a period of time in the middle of the season, suffering a dislocated kneecap. He's 5 for 17, .294 batting average since his return as he fouls off a pitch over the plate. Goes to a 1-2 count. Stone has 4 RBIs this year. Leading hitter last year for Roseburg as a junior, trying to get back on track here. Trying to help Roseburg take the early lead in the bottom of the first. The 1-2 is low. Breaking ball in the dirt did not get Stone to chase after it. Six at third, Johnson at second. Zimet, the courtesy runner, at first. 2-2 delivery coming up here for Sean Weiss, trying to get some momentum for Canby. Stone underneath it. This one out towards left field. Underneath it, the center fielder Potratch will make the catch. Loses his hat, but he will finish off the inning. And Roseburg leaves the bases loaded in the bottom of the first. Indians had their opportunity, could not cash in. And it'll stay a scoreless ball game as we head to the top of the second in this 7-inning ball game. No runs, 1 hit, no Canby errors, 3 men left on base. Scoreless after 1 on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Top of the second inning. Maybe a few nerves on either side of this one. Teams feeling themselves out. Scoreless game, no runs, 1 hit, no errors for both teams after 1 inning of play. Well, check out OSAA Today for news, polls, and stories on the latest in Oregon high school sports and activities. Go to www.osaa.org and find the OSAA Today section. Share story ideas and even become a contributor. Visit osaatoday.org.
Let's go, kid.
Also, Roseburg Baseball brought to you by our friends at Bimart. Score big at Bimart where you can get ready for your season for less. It'll be Sean Weiss, Tyler Marsh, and Garrett Sassy, the 3 hitters due up. Top of the second against Zach Mandera. Scoreless ball game. First pitch to the right-handed hitting Weiss is on the inside corner for a called strike. Weiss, a left-handed pitcher but a right-handed batter. 0-1 delivery. High for a 1-1 count. Mandera, the big right-handed senior, will power one in there. Gets a swing and a miss out of Weiss for strike 2. Mandera, a guy that is not always going to be one to try and get you to swing and miss. He's going to, with breaking balls, he's a guy that's going to try and power one by you a lot of times. The 1-2 breaking ball, fought off right side, slow dribbler to second. Van Norman throw to first, not in time. An infield single for Sean Weiss. Van Norman charging in to get to that one. It dies on the infield grass here at Legion Field. And Weiss will beat it out. Gets himself on at first, and I believe they might have brought in a courtesy runner for the pitcher. No, excuse me. It stays. I thought I saw some movement, but I guess mistaken out of the corner of my eye. Weiss will stay at first. 1 on, nobody out to lead off the second. Squaring to bunt. Tyler Marsh will take as the pitch carries outside from Mandera. Working out of the stretch with a man on. Sean Weiss takes his lead. He listed at 5'8", up against the 6'7" of Jonathan Stone. Doesn't look big. A throw to second on the sack bunt attempt. They get the lead runner. Tyler Marsh puts down the sack bunt. Fielder's choice. Spencer Six fielded, had a great look to second, and Weiss, I think he got held up a bit with that bunt. Didn't want to break right away, and he goes sliding into second, and that's not a great sign for Canby as Weiss goes into the dugout holding his right arm. He's in some pain in the dugout. Not a good sign for Canby as their starting pitcher looks to be dinged up after sliding into second. 1 down, 1 on. Garrett Sassy will step in and first pitch strike 1. Sassy, the catcher, will take outside. Count goes to 1-1. Garrett Sassy comes in batting .212 this season, the senior right-handed catcher. The 1-1 pitch elevated from Mandera. 2 balls and a strike now. 7-hitter at the plate. Mandera set. Man on at first, checks, throws it in, hits the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes here in the top of the second inning. I don't see Weiss on the bench like getting looked at or anything. It's a swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Zach Mandera, his second of the game. 2 down, and Jack Lyles will bat next. The right fielder hitting with 1 man on and 2 away.
Jack Lyles.
Don't see anybody like attending to Weiss in the dugout, so I would assume that means he's going to be all right to come back into the game for the bottom of the second after looking like he might have gotten a bit injured sliding headfirst into second. First pitch, strike 1 against Jack Lyles, the right fielder. Lyles batting .155 in the 8-hole. Hitting the outside corner, Mandera will get an 0-2 count as ahead in the at-bat. Check in on some scores here in a moment. Runner taking off from first. They throw to second. The tag applied by Van Norman. And caught running, Tyler Marsh will be tagged out. Mandera stepping off the mound. And it looked like Marsh may be trying to get Mandera into a balk, or I'm not sure. But he is caught off the base, and that'll end things here in the second. So the final out made on the bases. And Jack Lyles will get a fresh at-bat when he comes back up in the third. Still a scoreless ball game after 1.5 innings. In the top of the second, no runs on 1 hit, no Roseburg errors, and nobody left on base for the Cougars. This is Roseburg Baseball streaming on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Starting off the bottom of the second inning.
All right, welcome back everybody to Roseburg Baseball. Just to give you a quick update on the girls softball game going on across the field from us. It is 7-1 going into the bottom of the 6th. Glide Baseball is also playing at home in a playoff game against Lost River, and the girls softball team for Glide is also at home against St. Paul. Back to you, Joey.
All right, thank you. Josh Nelson helping out with some score updates there. That's your Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. Roseburg girls doing all right here in the first round. Jay Stoffel at the plate. An 0-1 pitch is high and away to even things up for him. Jay Stoffel leading things out. Scoreless ball game for us here between Roseburg and Canby. Bottom of the second inning. Sean Weiss still on the mound. The lefty will rear back and fires a fastball that carries inside against the right-handed hitting Jay Stoffel. Stoffel comes into today, starting at third base, batting .365. 2-1 pitch to him. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Imagine he would be the starter in a game next game for Roseburg if they get to that point. That's early to talk about that now. 2-2 pitch here for Stoffel. No batting gloves. Wagging the bat. The pitch from Weiss. He gets him on the outside corner. Stoffel will go down looking. Second strikeout of the game for Sean Weiss. One down, and Mason Littlefield will bat. Mason Littlefield has been hot at the plate. The senior started out slow after returning from an injury, but he has been hot as of late as the first pitch to him. Outside corner at the knees for a called strike. Littlefield batting .487 over the last 8 games for Roseburg. 3 doubles, 3 triples, 6 RBI. The 0-1 in the air, right center. Calling for it is the center fielder. Potrat's underneath it for the out. 2 away. And it seems as if on the mound, Sean Weiss is starting to pick up some momentum against the Roseburg Indians.
Second baseman number 12, Luke Van Norman.
2 down, nobody on. The 9-hitter, Luke Van Norman, will bat, left-handed hitter. Van Norman's been in the 9 spot all season, hitting .346 for Roseburg. Comes in with a 4-game hit streak. Squares to bunt, puts it down, third base side, picked up by Sassy. His throw to first, not in time. Throw took first baseman Wyatt Ramos down the line. He had an awkward stretch to get to it, and just beating it out will be Van Norman. A bunt single for him with 2 down. And back to the top of the lineup now for the Indians.
Top of the order now for the Indians, Spencer Six.
Spencer Six will bat. 0 for 0 in the game, walked his first time up. First pitch misses low for ball 1. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. Well, while we are away for the legal ID, Spencer Six flies out to shortstop, leaving a man stranded on base for the Roseburg Indians. That will finish out the second inning. We're scoreless through 2 innings of play. We'll head to the top of the third. Both teams, no runs, 2 hits, no errors after 2 innings of play. This is Roseburg Baseball, streaming at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Top of the third inning, Roseburg Baseball is brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And by our friends at Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Well, scoreless ball game through 2 innings of play. Roseburg had the bases loaded in the first and were unable to do anything with it. And for Canby, they've had runners on in every inning so far, but have not been able to move past first base. It'll be the 8-9 one-hitters due up for Canby. Jack Lyles will lead things off. He was at the plate when a base running out was made. Tyler Marshcott taking off early, heading for second base. Will need extra spending money and want to give back to student athletes. Become an athletic official. There's a big shortage of officials in Oregon, and we need you now more than ever. Visit visit www.newofficials.org to find out more details on that. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for Jack Lyles. He'll take a strike on the second. And he's quickly to an 0-2 hole against Zach Mandera. The 0-2 pitch Got it in the air out to right field on the run. Jet Blackthorn and Gillespie coming together. It'll be Jet almost into right field. The center fielder making the catch to retire the first batter here in the third inning.
Next batter, number 21, Chaz Kaiser.
9-hitter Chaz Kaiser will bat for the first time. Kaiser batting 167 this season for the Cougars. The starting left fielder will wrap up the first time through the lineup for Canby. First pitch from Mandera. It's just outside for ball one. Clouds starting to come in a little bit more, providing a little bit of protection from the sunshine. The 1-0, Kaiser fouls it away. Chaz Kaiser in the regular season finale just Wednesday. Going into the final week of the regular season, Canby was playing league games. Kaiser takes low and outside for a 2-1 count. Kaiser was 0 for 3 in that 5-1 loss against Oregon City, the last game of the season for Canby. 2-1. That a line drive shot. He'll take it right back up the middle. One hops to Jet in center. And it's the third hit of the game for Canby. So they get a man on at first with one down. Line drive shot just right back up the middle. Josh Oakley, the leadoff man, will bat next. 0 for 1 in the game for him. So through the lineup once, Zach Mandera has given up no runs, 3 hits. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball, first pitch to Josh Oakley. No runs, 3 hits, 1 strikeout, no walks for Zach through the first time through the lineup. Scoreless ball game so far between Roseburg and Canby here in the top of the third. Quick pitch in, just outside, couldn't get him to chase after it. And Oakley will have a 1-1 count. Kind of interesting note between these two teams. Roseburg from the Southwest Conference, Canby from the Three Rivers League. Both leagues sent every team into the playoffs as the runner going, fighting off the pitch, fouled down the first base side for Oakley. Back to first base will go Chaz Kaiser, and a 1-2 count at the plate now for Josh Oakley. Everybody out of the Three Rivers League reaches the playoffs. Everybody out of the Southwest Conference reaching the playoffs as well. Today in the Southwest Conference, North Medford at Beaverton, South Eugene at Bend, Sheldon at South Salem, Grants Pass at Lake Ridge, and South Medford at Tigard. A one hopper to short. The throw's going to go to first. Got him. Took a while, a high bounder through the left side of the infield for Oakley. And by the time it got to Johnson, Caden's really only play was to get it to first. And for the first time today, Canby will have a man in scoring position. But it comes with 2 outs, and Christian Potratz will bat next. First pitch, breaking ball to the lefty, a strike on the outside corner. Potratz starts the string of 3 straight lefties in the lineup for Canby. Checking second. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Potratz now in an 0-2 hole. Out at second base, Chaz Kaiser being held on by Caden Johnson. The 0-2 bounces in. 6 will knock it down, holds the runner at second, a 1-2 count. They are closing in on a first-round victory at the softball field, and that's going to do it. Roseburg softball is a winner in the first round, 7-1 on top of Lake Ridge. They're making quick work of the Pacers there. That ball lifted to left field for Potratz. It's caught, and that'll wrap up things here in the top of the third inning. Mason Littlefield underneath it to retire the side. A man left stranded at second base for Canby as they threaten and had their best scoring opportunity of the game so far. And in the top of the third inning for the Cougars. No runs on 1 hit, no Roseburg errors, and 1 man left on base. To the bottom of the third we go. Scoreless between the Indians and the Cougars on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
First batter for Roseburg in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It'll be number 8, Peyton Johnson.
Bottom of the 3rd inning, Roseburg baseball brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Grab an ice-cold Pepsi today. His first pitch swinging for Caden Johnson is fouled down the third base side for strike 1. You can get an ice-cold Pepsi down at the Lions Den when you're here at Legion Field. A lot of baseball coming up this summer with Legion Baseball, the Roseburg Doc Stewarts, the Dr. Randalls, and the Pepsi bottle caps. So make sure you stop on by the Lions Den during the summer or when you're here for a playoff game this postseason for the Roseburg Indians. Another pitch fouled away by Caden Johnson. He's got an 0-2 count. Johnson 1 for 1 in the game, had a double in the first. That's one of 2 hits for Roseburg in the game. The 0-2 lines it right side. It'll get through. Past second baseman Josh Oakley couldn't get there in time. And 2 for 2 today for Caden Johnson. Leadoff single as Roseburg tries to get on the board. They have threatened, but they have not been able to cash in. Bases loaded with just 1 out in the first, and they left them loaded. It's one that will hopefully not come back to haunt them. Doran Gillespie stands in, struck out his first time up. Pickoff move to first, Johnson back in safely. Caden Johnson this season, 2 stolen bases. Pitch is high, first to pitch to Gillespie, holds back on a, looked like maybe a changeup, might have been a fastball, a little high. Wind continues to blow out to center field, according to the American flag out there. A pump fake to first, and Johnson back in safely. Gillespie will dig back in. Bottom of the 3rd in this 7-inning contest. Winner moves on in the state playoffs. Another throw to first. Johnson back in safely. Roseburg softball wins. We mentioned that just a moment ago. They win 7-1 on top of Lake Ridge. They will move on to face the winner of Bend and Barlow. Those 2 teams playing today at 5 o'clock. The 1-0 pitch is high. So just underway between Bend and Barlow there. The winner coming here to Stewart Park to play the Roseburg softball team, just out on the other side of the outfield fence here at Legion. Imagine we'll start to see some of the crowd from the softball game trickle over here to the baseball game. 2-0 pitch to Gillespie, low and inside from Weiss. And the lefty now falls behind 3-0. Weiss has issued 2 walks in this game and has now given up 3 hits. 3-0 pitch down the middle for a strike. Doran Gillespie mentioned before, batting .292 coming into it. He did strike out his first time up. Now 12 of those on the season for him. 3-1 pitch from Weiss. Swing and a miss. Gillespie wanted that one, could not quite square it up, and he's got a full count. Johnson will take his lead at first. Weiss, the left arm dangling, comes set. Checks first, kicks and slides home. Swing and a miss again for Gillespie. And he'll go down with another strikeout. Third of the game for Weiss. First out here in the third inning.
13, Zach Mandera.
One down. Double play ball could end it for Canby as Zach Mandera digs in. Mandera 0 for 0 with a walk his first time up. Another throw to first to check on Johnson. Temperature feels as if it's cooling a bit here at the ballpark. Wind continues to blow around. Expected to, I think, wind gusts up to about 9 miles per hour throughout the afternoon as Zach Mandera takes a pitch outside for a 1-0 count. The 1-0 pitch, Mandera swing and a miss. And right now Sean Weiss continues to get the Indians bats to just be off by a bit. Not a lot, it doesn't seem like. Second time through the lineup here for the Indians. 1-1 from Weiss. Swing and a miss again for Mandera. The ace on the staff for Canby. So far baffling the Roseburg bats to a tune of just 3 hits. 1 on, 1 out, a 1-2 count here. Mandera waits. Weiss delivers. Got him to chase a pitch upstairs. Mandera gets a piece of it to foul it away. First round playoff action. First time in the postseason since 2013 for Canby. Roseburg looking to advance to the second round of the postseason for a third straight year. 1-2 pitch. Runner going. Pitch is low. Throw down to second base. Not in time. 2-2 count at the plate for Mandera. And now a man in scoring position. Johnson got a great read on that pitch and got a nice one to go on. The pitch in the dirt for Garrett Sassy. Scooped it cleanly. Got a quick throw, but it just wasn't in time. 2-2 delivery now from Weiss. Swing and a foul tip into the glove for strike 3. Mandera will go down. Back-to-back punch-outs for Sean Weiss. And Jet Black will try to come up with a 2-out hit. See if Roseburg can cash in with a man in scoring position. So far, they are 0 for 3 with a man in scoring position. First pitch. Jet takes high and away for ball 1. Mandera will head back over to the stretching bands down that third base side and try and stay loose. Jet swinging after a high breaking ball. A little movement on that one, can't find it. Roseburg Baseball here on The Score, brought to you by Flyway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans, 672-5701. Jet fouls off another pitch.
Go hit, Ken, let's go hit.
And Weiss now is ahead, 1-2 in the account. 1 ball, 2 strikes, trying to get out of the third inning after the leadoff single to Caden Johnson, who stands out at second. Takes his lead. Jet waiting for the pitch here from Weiss, who takes his time. He kicks and fires. Ground ball, chopper towards short, charging in. Delosier underneath the tip of his glove, and everybody's safe. Delosier charging in, just short-armed it, went right off the end of his webbing, and Jet will get on. E6 for Canby.
Next batter, number 15.
By no means a routine play, but definitely one that was there to be made. Had to charge the grass long, slowing down those balls on the infield so far. And Stone gets underneath one, rocketed to left field. That ball well hit to the warning track, and a catch made at the base of the fence by Chaz Kaiser. Up against the wall, Jonathan Stone got a hold of one, but not quite enough. And it'll finish things off. He gave it a ride, but Kaiser's there to meet him at the end. That'll wrap things up as Roseburg will leave 2 men on base in the bottom of the third, and we're still scoreless heading to the top of the 4th inning. This is Roseburg Baseball, streaming at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Swimming season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Leading off the top of the 4th inning now for Canby, number 34, Caden Delosier.
Top of the 4th inning, scoreless ball game. Today's action brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Cooling, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Call them at 672-6707. It's the lefty, Caden Delosier, that'll stand in. Takes the first pitch as strike 1 from Zach Mandera. 0-1 pitch, line drive shot will get into left center. Delosier, leading hitter on this Canby team, going to try to stretch it for 2. The throw, not in time, and he'll get a leadoff double. And Canby not going to go away quietly here in the first round, no matter what Roseburg was thinking. Not to say that they were taking them lightly by any means, but Canby is not going to let their record stand in their way as they come here to Legion Field. A leadoff double for Caden Delosier, the junior, with his 12th double of the season in scoring position. Second man in scoring position for Canby, but this is by far their best scoring opportunity. First pitch, swing and a miss to Wyatt Ramos, trying to go after a pitch in the dirt. Ramos flew out to left field to finish off the first inning. Batting here with nobody out and a man at second. The 0-1 from Mandera. That ball well struck in the air, but well struck in the air, but it's not going far. Hit high in the air, it goes to second base. Just based on the swing and the sound, I thought that one had a little bit more behind it. Doesn't get out of the infield. One down, a much-needed out there for the Roseburg defense with a man in scoring position. And now Sean Weiss will bat. He is 1 for 1. Weiss, the right-handed batter, had a single. Back in the second, it was an infield single to second base. The pitch low and outside from Mandera for a 1-0 count. Well, stay connected to your favorite school and team with the new OSAA Live mobile app. OSAA Live features schedules, results, rankings, and standings for all teams and all leagues, plus statewide prep news. Search OSAA Live in the App Store and find Google Play, so you can visit osaa.org/app to download that today. Two-0 pitch here from Mandera to Weiss with a man at second. Fouled away, first base side.
Here we go, kid.
Mandera's 2-1 delivery. Ground ball goes up the middle. It's going to get into shallow center field. Jet Black up with it. The throw to the plate. Got him! And on the ground is Spencer Six. He calls for time. Weiss will get into second base on the throw. Gun down at the plate is going to be Caden Delosier on the throw from center field, and Spencer Six just needed a moment for a breather here. I thought I might have overheard on the microphone that maybe he said somebody kicked him, might have gotten kicked. As DeLozier tried to maybe avoid the tag. And I think it may be a bloody nose for Spencer 6. Big play at the plate for the second out here in the fourth. Keeps it a scoreless game, 8-2 the putout from center fielder Jet Black to Spencer 6. And Weiss will end up at second base. It is a base knock for Weiss. He gets a single to center field and then takes second on the throw. DeLozier was out at the plate. 6 stuffs some tissue in the nose and will throw the mask back on. Must have gotten hit in the face somehow there. I did not catch that part of the play. It knocked him to the ground. I was worried maybe he tripped over the bat, which looked like it was laying in the left-handed or in the right-handed batter's box. But Spencer is going to stay in the game, and now a visit out to the mound for pitching coach Richie Charles. So Tyler Marsh will stand in with 2 down and 1 on in scoring position. And they'll give him a bit of a visit out there, give Spencer a chance to let the bloody nose calm down just a little bit. While we have a moment in the action, we'll let you know Roseburg, or after Roseburg baseball, we will have Blazers basketball coming up for you. Depending on how long our games go, we will try to get you there as quickly as we can to get you there in time for tip-off. But if not, we will have you there as soon as we can. I believe it should be first quarter action in the Blazers Game 4 elimination game for Portland against Golden State in the Western Conference Finals. Back to the action. First pitch, a swing and a miss for Tyler Marsh. Marsh stands in 0 for 1 in the game, batting with Sean Weiss out at second base and 2 away here in the top of the 4th inning. Breaking ball, strike 2 taken. Mandera 1 strike away from getting out of the top of the 4th. Ground ball, chopper, left side. Johnson with it, throw to first, got it. And that'll wrap up things here in the top of the 4th inning. Roseburg avoids giving up the lead thanks to an outfield assist from Jet Black. And the Indians defense will hold up. No runs on 2 hits, no Roseburg errors. 1 man left on base in the top of the 4th inning. We head to the bottom of the 4th in a scoreless game. Roseburg coming up with Jay Stoffel when we return on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Media.
Bottom of the 4th inning. Roseburg and Canby squared away at zeros. Roseburg baseball today brought to you by Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes.
Starting off the bottom of the 4th inning now for the Indians.
Well, folks, get your state championship merchandise from OSAA.store. OSAStore.com. Commemorative t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and much more. Even order championship items from previous years. Visit www.osaastore.com. Jay Stoffel leading things off for Roseburg. Swing and a miss on the first pitch from Sean Weiss. Weiss has done a nice job stifling the Roseburg bats. No runs on 3 hits for the Indians. No runs on 5 hits and 1 error for Canby as Stoffel fouls one off. That one sharply hit over the right side and out of play. 0-2 count now for Jace. The junior waits. Weiss's pitch outside. Roseburg cutting down a runner at the plate in the top half of this 4th inning to keep the game scoreless. That was the best scoring chance either team has had so far. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3. For a second time in the game, Jay Stoffel will strike out. 5 punch-outs in the ballgame now for Weiss. 1 away, and Mason Littlefield will bat. Littlefield 0 for 1. Flew out to center field his first time up. Takes outside. One-0 delivery. Swing and a miss. Littlefield mentioned he has been hot at the plate. Came in batting .487 in his last 8 games. Take a strike that just sits on the outside corner from the lefty. And Weiss is ahead in the at-bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody on base with 1 away in the bottom of the 4th. Strike 3 called. Littlefield goes down looking. Another punch out there for Weiss. Back-to-back here in the bottom of the 4th. And it'll be Luke Van Norman to step in. Van Norman 1 for 1 in the game with a bunt single back in the 2nd. And that brings Tyler Marsh in on the grass at third base to defend the lefty. Van Norman, first pitch swinging, rockets one high in the air to right field. Jack Lyles there to make the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning defensively for Canby as they continue to challenge the 6th seed Roseburg Indians. Roseburg unable to do anything in the bottom of the 4th. We're still tied at 0 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. This is Roseburg Baseball, streaming at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Back here at Legion Field, where the Roseburg Indians and the Canby Cougars are tied at 0. First pitch to Garrett Sassy, the leadoff man, fouled away against Zach Mandera. Sassy is 0 for 1 in the game. He'll take for ball 1. Evens up the count at 1-1. Sassy struck out in the 2nd inning against Zach. Mandera will wind and fire. That pitch hit in the air. Foul territory, first base side. Jonathan Stone will make the catch. Stone making that catch in foul territory. 1 away. Roseburg Baseball today is brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop.
Next batter, number 9, Jack Lyles.
It'll be the 8-hitter, Jack Lyles, the right fielder, that'll bat next. First pitch just a bit outside. 1-0 count for Lyles, who is 0 for 1, a fly ball to center field. That pitch is high, 2-0 count. Zach Mandera, have him down for 66 pitches so far. The 2-0 pitch, line drive to left field, coming in. Littlefield will catch that one, just has to make a quick adjustment. Hard hit ball just to the left fielder.
You're right there, you're fine.
So 2 down for the Roseburg Indians defensively, and it'll be the 9-hitter Chaz Kaiser. Kaiser will stand in. 1 for 1, had a single in the third, was left stranded at second base. First pitch to the righty. Takes for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch, he fouls down the third base side sharply. Quickly 2-0 count here for Mandera, who tries to match the 1-2-3 inning that Sean Weiss had in the bottom of the fourth inning. We're here in the top of the fifth of a scoreless game. Just missing on the fastball outside. And Kaiser has himself a 1-2 count. The 1-2 delivery, breaking ball. Did he go around? No, he did not. Had some action down in the bullpen, it looks like, for Canby. And I believe that was Caden Delozier who was maybe getting loose and ready for a relief appearance if called upon. 2-2 count now against the 9-hitter Kaiser. Check swing again on a breaking ball that carries even further outside this time, and the count will go full for Mandera. The full count pitch coming up. Fouled away. Zach up over 70 pitches now, so he is getting close to possibly getting to a decision point here for the Roseburg pitching or coaching staff. It's a full count pitch again, outside for ball 4. For Mandera, that'll be the first walk he has issued. A walk issued with 2 down. We go back to the top of the lineup. Josh Oakley will step in.
Next batter, number 15, Josh Oakley.
Mandera, if he goes over 85 pitches, would not be able to return to pitch the full extent on Friday if Roseburg were to make it that far. But, of course, a 0-0 ball game. Not a lot of room for error here, so they look to stay with Mandera, I'm assuming, is probably going to be the decision made here. Zach got a strike on the outside corner to Josh Oakley to start out the at-bat. Pitch is high. 6 was up out of the crouch quickly, does not throw down to first. Oakley last time up grounded out to shortstop. The 1-1 breaking ball, strike on the inside corner. That one drops in nicely. Froze Oakley, he just stood there and took that one. A ball and 2 strikes now against the second baseman. Fights off a pitch. Stays alive. A ball and 2 strikes. Former Roseburg Indian Garrett Russell over there to retrieve that baseball. I think also over there with him, Brody Black. Also a former Roseburg baseball player and older brother to Jet Black out in center field. 1-2 count. Mandera delivers to the plate. Fought off right side. It gets by Jonathan Stone into right field. First to third. Will go Chaz Kaiser with 2 down. Runners on the corners now for Canby, as Josh Oakley will pick up his first hit of the game. 2 down and men on the corners. And Canby threatening once again. Mandera will now have to face the heart of the lineup here for Canby, the 3 straight lefties. Christian Potrats will stand in 0 for 2. Potrats was a 228 hitter coming into today. First pitch to the lefty, a strike on the corner. Potteratz is a sophomore. He's been getting a lot of action in center field. Scoreless ball game here in the top of the 5th inning. The 0-1 pitch. They pitched out on that one with runners on the corners, and the count will go to 1-1. A 1-1 pitch here for Mandera. Potteratz swings, ground ball towards second, picked up by Van Norman, and that'll finish things off. Roseburg's defense will back up Zach with runners on in scoring position. Finishes off the 5th inning. Had to go a little longer than I'm sure Mandera wanted, but they do keep the game tied at 0. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, a tight one here as Roseburg and Canby still knotted at 0. This is Roseburg Baseball, streaming at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Starting off the bottom of the 5th inning for Roseburg. At the top of the order, Spencer 6.
Spencer 6 will lead things off for Roseburg as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Scoreless ball game. Swing and a miss out of Spencer for strike 1. Spencer is 0 for 1 in the game. Flew out to the shortstop his last time up. He walked his first time at the plate. The lefty versus lefty matchup. Breaking ball carries outside from Sean Weiss for a 1-1 count. Roseburg does have an arm up in the bullpen here as they are up to bat. 6 will take low and outside for a 2-1 count. It's Jay Stoffel throwing for Roseburg. 2-1 delivery. Spencer pulls it right side. Picked up by Oakley, and the second baseman over to first to retire the first batter here in the bottom of the 5th. 1 down. And it'll be Caden Johnson, who's 2 for 2 in the game, to bat next for the Indians.
Next batter, number 8, Caden Johnson.
Roseburg baseball here on The Score, brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Neither team has made a call to the pen yet. If we get one, those are always brought to you by Shelby and Migulana Construction. Breaking ball, off-speed pitch, called for a strike at the knees against Johnson. Weiss's 0-1 pitch. In the air, out towards left center, on the run. Potteratz on the run, he'll make the catch. Handcuffed him right at the belt buckle, but Potteratz making a long run to get to that baseball and keep Caden Johnson off the bases for the first time today. And Sean Weiss has now retired 6 straight batters. 2 down for Roseburg in the bottom of the 5th, a scoreless ball game, and Doran Gillespie will bat 0 for 2 in this one with a pair of strikeouts. First pitch outside for ball 1. So Roseburg's offense, which had been putting up a lot of runs in their last couple of games, won 10-0 against Sheldon, won 8-3. They are scoreless so far with only 3 hits here in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch outside for a 2-0 count now against Gillespie. Gillespie trying to put a ball in play for the first time this afternoon. His 2-0 pitch. Just out off the outside edge. 3-0 count now. Nobody on and 2 down. Bottom of the 5th. The 3-0 pitch. Ball 4 taken. For Weiss. That'll be his 3rd walk of the game, and it snaps a streak of 6 batters straight retired. Man on with 2 down. Zach Mandera hitting for Roseburg, trying to get a 2-out rally started in the bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch high for ball 1. This is where things get interesting in the postseason. Roseburg, I'm sure, wanted to try and save Jay Stoffel for game 2 of the postseason if they could, but they got to win this one. Pitch is high for a 2-0 count. Canby giving Roseburg everything they can handle, and right now Canby with 6 hits against the Indians and Roseburg only 3. They've, I guess, in some ways outplayed Roseburg so far. A visit out to the mound quickly for the Canby coaching staff. Up to 85 pitches by my count for Sean Weiss, and they stop him there. 87, 85? Okay, that's what I got too. Sean's parents sitting in front of us here. Welcome to Legion Field. So, yeah, at 85 is the consensus here on the pitch count total for Weiss, which means that if Canby were to win, if he now going over, he would his use later in the playoffs would be in jeopardy. Pitch low and inside. He at least would not be available Wednesday, and I believe that that's probably going to be the case for either starting pitcher in this matchup. 3-0 count now for Zach Mandera against Weiss, and he'll draw ball 4, and it'll be back-to-back walks issued. Now 4 walks in the game for Weiss, and Roseburg has runners at first and second, 2 away. Bottom of the 5th inning, Zymet will come out to run for Mandera. Zach has been on base twice with walks. He has struck out once. And they're going to continue to ride with Sean Weiss in this first-round matchup. Jet Black will hit. He reached on an error in the 3rd. Weiss's first pitch, breaking ball for a strike. And I'm sure that Jet was going in there looking for a strike before he got the bat off the shoulder after 8 straight pitches that missed the strike zone. Strike 2 taken on the outside corner. And just like that, Jet Black is in an 0-2 count. First and second for Roseburg. They try to get a run across to take a lead here late against Canby. The 0-2. Jet in the air out to left field. Going back is Kaiser, now settling. And that'll wrap it up. Kaiser underneath it makes the squeeze to finish off the bottom of the 5th. And we are through 5 innings of play. Roseburg and Canby still knotted at zeros. We will head to the 6th inning. This one coming down to the final few at-bats when we return on CBS Sports Radio, 1490, The Score.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Swimming season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Well, high school students deserve to participate in sports and activities, but not all can afford it. The goal of the OSAA Foundation Student Assistance Program is access for all to lifelong lessons learned by members of a team. Visit OSAAfoundation.org and discover how you can help. Zach Mandera still on the mound for Roseburg. He'll fire a first pitch strike against Caden Delosier, the shortstop, left-handed batter. 0-1 pitch in the dirt. Delosier is 2 for 2 in this contest. Last time up, had a leadoff double in the fourth. 1-1 count for him. Gets this one out to left field. He's 3 for 3. Delosier another single. 2 singles and a double now. He leads off the 6th with a base hit. He has just had Zach Mandera's number. Wyatt Ramos will step in next. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. We saw Jay Stoffel warming up for Roseburg in between innings. I believe that Caden Delosier was also getting loose in the bullpen at one point for Canby earlier. Up to bat Ramos, the first pitch to the lefty, swings, fouls it up in the air and out of play. Ramos, a couple of pop-outs, flew out to left field and to the second baseman. Came in hitting .292. The 0-1 pitch and time called is an offensive timeout called. Down to third base goes Ramos to talk with head coach J.J. Stolzig. While we have a moment, let you know that a 36-member association in 1918 with only one championship, boys basketball. Today, the OSAA has 292 schools, more than 100,000 student athletes, and 117 state titles. Let's celebrate the OSAA Centennial. Visit osaa.org today. Still a little bit of break in the action. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification, as I think they are going to make a change on the base pass. Let's pause for 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball on The Score. So they make the change at first base for Delosier. I'm sure he'll come back in, re-enter the game for the pinch runner, who will upgrade the speed a bit. Try and identify him in a moment. Squaring to bunt now at the plate. The bunt is laid down, throw to first. They will get the Wyatt Ramos on the sack bunt. And that moves the courtesy runner up to second base. One away. Man in scoring position for Canby. And it'll be Sean Weiss to bat. He has got 2 singles in the game. Do not have the man that came in to run. As a ball to left field for Weiss. Picked up by Littlefield. He bobbled his throw in. Will it be on time? No! And Canby takes a lead here in the top of the 6th. Weiss with an RBI single. Ends up at second on the throw, and Canby's in front 1-0.
Let's go, kid.
Canby will take the lead here in the top of the 6th inning. Thought that courtesy runner or pinch runner was wearing 11. I don't see an 11 on the roster card. Weiss comes through after the sacrifice bunt by Ramos. 1 away, a man at second base, 1-0 lead, and the pitch in the dirt to Tyler Marsh. Another pitch low and outside now for Marsh. He's got a 2-0 count. Just missing outside for Mandera, and the count goes to 3-0. So 1-0, Canby in front. The upset brewing here for the Cougars at Legion Field. 3-0 pitch for Marsh. Mandera will fire a fastball, not going to let him go that easy. – 3-1 count for the third baseman Marsh, who is 0 for 2 in the game. Gets a hold of one to left field, going back is Littlefield. Makes the catch. Staying at second will be Weiss. 2 down. Still a 1-0 lead for Canby with a man in scoring position. And up next will be Garrett Sassy. Sassy 0 for 2 in the game as well. Well, Roseburg down to the 6 outs left in the season unless they can get at least 1 run to tie this game up again. There's a pitch breaking ball outside for Mandera. 1-0 count for Sassy, the catcher. Ground ball up the middle, taken by Johnson, and over to Stone to wrap it up. But small ball works out for Canby. Leadoff single, sack bunt, and then a one-out single by Sean Weiss scores the go-ahead run for the Cougars. And we go to the bottom of the 6th, Canby leading 1-0 on top of the Roseburg Indians on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
One run on 8 hits, 1 error for Canby. No runs on 3 hits, no errors for Roseburg as we go to the bottom of the 6th. The Indians trailing by 1. The better seed in this matchup, Roseburg, struggling to get some offense going, and now they trail 1-0 in this tie ball game. Got to get something going here late. Jonathan Stone will lead things off. He looked like he might have had a home run his last time up. Unfortunately, it was a long fly ball to the base of the wall that was there for out number 1, or the final out of that inning, as they first pitch low, ball 1 to Stone. That came with 2 runners on base. It looked like it could have been a 3-run shot for him, but it just was a little short. Strike at the knees on the inside corner from Sean Weiss, who's into the game for his 6th inning of work, nearing 100 pitches. A 1-1 delivery. Stone underneath this one to center field. Potrat's going back in front of the warning track. He'll reach up for the catch. And 1 away as Roseburg continues to put the ball in the air. That has been a trouble for them all season, and today it's rearing its ugly head once again. 1 out. Jay Stoffel will bat. Wind is picking up. The clouds are starting to roll in. Blazers basketball just about to get underway. We'll cut over to Blazers once we are done with this game as a ball fouled away by Jay Stoffel. Stoffel is 0 for 2 in the game. A pair of strikeouts for him against Weiss. Weiss has 6 punch-outs in this one. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Roseburg trying to get any sort of positive momentum going. Trailing 1-0. The 0-2 outside. A 1-2 count. A ball and 2 strikes for Roseburg. The Southwest Conference champions on the ropes. Underneath this one, Stoffel hard hit out towards left field, spinning, trying to track that ball. It's at the wall. It goes off the top of the fence. Stoffel's heading for two, and he'll get in with a stand-up double. That one hit off the top of the fence in left field. Almost got all of it, not quite enough, but it's a one-out double for Jay Stoffel, and Roseburg has the game-tying run at second base. Man, that one almost got out of here.
Next batter, number 2, Mason Littlefield.
And out in left field, Chaz Kaiser was running circles trying to figure out where that ball was coming down. So the game-tying run at second for Roseburg, and it'll be Mason Littlefield to try and bring him around. And a pitch in the dirt for a 1-0 count.
Here we go.
Littlefield 0 for 2. The 1-0 delivery from Weiss out of the stretch. Littlefield fouls it off. A ball and a strike now. Weiss, not quite to 100 pitches yet, but almost. You can get to 110. 110 pitches before you got to come out of the game. Swing and a miss on the high heat for Littlefield. And he's got a 1-2 count against him. Mason trying to come through in a clutch moment for Roseburg here late in the ball game, trailing 1-0. Stoffel takes the lead out at second. Weiss, arm dangling, staring in. Checks second now as he gets ready to fire home. The 1-2. Ground ball towards short, picked up, booted by Delosier. Stoffel's going to round third. He's going to score, and we got a tie ball game. And that is where Legion Field can come into play. You got to expect those weird hops at short. And on a routine ground ball, the shortstop, Mason Littlefield, will drive in Jay Stoffel, E6, second of the day for Delosier. Littlefield on base for the first time. Jay Stoffel scores, and we are all tied up. 1-1 here in the bottom of the sixth. Littlefield on at first. Luke Van Norman to bat. Fastball taken out on the outside corner for a called strike. One down. Van Norman reached on a bunt single in the second. Playing in at third is Marsh. Littlefield lets it go outside for a 1-1 count. Some momentum on the Roseburg side as Stoffel throwing in the bullpen. The Indians back in this one. The 1-1, Van Norman fouls it away. Look out. Foul ball makes it a 1-2 count. Got to send out a big shout out to the guys down in the Lions Den for hooking me up with a double patty bacon cheeseburger. It is just straight up deliciousness. The kind of greatness you come to expect from the Lions Den here at Legion Field. 1-2 count now for Van Norman. Gets underneath it. That one back behind third. Giving chase. Third baseman Tyler Marsh will make the catch in foul territory. 2 away. Van Norman now 1 for 3 in the ball game.
Top of the order now for the Indians.
Top of the order, it'll be Spencer 6 to hit. 0 for 2 in this game. Spencer had been swinging a hot stick coming into the playoffs. Multiple hits in his last 3 games. It's hard to keep him down for long. His 4th time up against Weiss. The breaking ball, strike taken at the top of the zone. And time called now for Coach Tim Sestair down at first base. He'll wander down to talk with Spencer 6 here. While we have a break in the action, I want to let you know we will have the Roseburg Disposal post-game show coming up when we wrap things up, so stay tuned for that. We'll take a look around the region and see what kind of scores we can report on the Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. So we got a lot to get to in the post-game show. We'll try to make it a quick one so we can get to Blazers basketball, but we'll get to all the pertinent information you'll need to know. 2 away here. Spencer 6 fouls off a pitch. Six has an 0-2 count with 2 down and Mason Littlefield on at first. Game tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Both teams scoring in the 6th inning. The 0-2 to 6. Line drive shot, going to get into center field. Littlefield rounding second. He's going to head for third. The throw offline. He's in safely. Up to second goes Spencer. And Roseburg will have 2 in scoring position as the rally continues. And that might just do it for Sean Weiss here in the 6th. It's not quite to the pitch count limit. He could stay in for one more guy by my tally. But with 2 runners on in scoring position, they may hand it off to somebody else to see if they can get out of this jam here in the 6th. Roseburg rallying late to try and make this interesting. It's a 1-1 ball game and a call to the pen for the Canby Cougars. This call to the pen brought to you by Shelby and Migulena Construction, your local leaders for any project, big or small. 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulena or visit their website, webuildhouses.com. It'll be Caden Delozier on the mound when we return after this 60-second break on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Well, they put a new man on the mound. It'll be a right-hander. Caden Delozier, the shortstop, will take over for Sean Weiss. And he will face Caden Johnson with 2 down, 2 in scoring position, in a tie ball game here in the 6th. And the first pitch is a fastball outside for ball 1. So Roseburg rallying here in the bottom of the 6th. After giving up the lead in the top of the 6th, Roseburg fights their way back. Fastball catches the outside corner this time for Delozier. And it's a 1-1 count now for Caden Johnson. A kick and fire. Hard hit ball. Gets by his short. Roseburg's going to take the lead. 1 run in. They're sending 6 to the plate. And it's an RBI single for Caden Johnson. His 3rd hit of the game drives in 2, and Roseburg will take a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. And the Indians are fighting their way back into this one. After struggling most of the day, they've stuck with it enough to come back and take a lead. Spencer 6 scores from second. Mason Littlefield scored easily from third. 3 runs in here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Johnson driving in 2. And that'll put the book to bed on Sean Weiss. Unfortunately, not in his favor. Up to bat, it's Doran Gillespie facing Delozier. Gillespie. Pickoff throw to first. In the dirt, no tag applied. Get you caught up on the pitching changes here, or the defensive changes for Canby. Delozier goes from short to the mound. Second baseman Oakley goes to shortstop. Weiss went to right field. Jack Lyles comes out of the game. Nick Freud came in for Lyles and takes over at second base. That is how the changes have gone. 1-1 count at the plate for Doran Gillespie. 1-1. Breaking ball got him. That'll put Gillespie on. Roseburg looking to survive here and advance. They are now 3 outs away from doing so. Batting next will be Zach Mandera. We saw Jay Stoffel throwing in the bullpen. Mandera would be still eligible to come in and finish this game off. He has not reached his pitch count limit now, and that would hopefully then save Jay Stoffel. But obviously, he cannot risk any sort of late game collapse with Mandera maybe tiring out on the mound going to the 7th. First pitch in the dirt from Delosier to Mandera. 3-1 the score, bottom of the 6th. Roseburg with 3 runs to come back from the 1-0 deficit in the top half of the frame. The 1-0, Mandera takes a fastball high into the strike zone for a 1-1 count. 2 away. It's been a 2-out rally for Roseburg here. They've scored 2 runs with 2 outs. They've got 2 on right now. First and second, Mandera fouls off a pitch. A ball and 2 strikes now against him. Caden Johnson at second after his 2 RBI single. He's 3 for 4 today. Doran Gillespie at first after getting hit by a pitch. The 1-2 count and time called. Delosier staring in for too long. Mandera calls time at the plate. So Sean Weiss went 5 2/3. Gave up 5 hits, 3 runs. Not all of them earned. In fact, none of them earned. As Mandera will get one off the end of the bat, goes to short. Oakley up with it. His throw to first will get there in time to get Mandera. 6-3 the put out to finish off the 6th inning. But Roseburg comes back, and they take a 3-1 lead as we go to the 7th. Final at-bats for Canby, needing 2 to tie, 3 to take a lead. Roseburg 3 outs away from advancing to the 2nd round of the state playoffs. Don't go anywhere. It's been a fantastic ball game between these 2 clubs. We'll have the final few at-bats when we return on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
The Roseburg Indians will make a call to the pen, brought to you by Shelby and Migulena Construction, your local leaders for any project, big or small. Visit their website, webuildhouses.com. Zach Mandera will come out of the game. He will be the pitcher of record for Roseburg. Mandera going 6 innings. Gave up 1 run. I had Mandera, 1 run on 8 hits. It was an earned run. 1 walk and 2 strikeouts for him. Taking over will be Jay Stoffel, the junior right-hander on the mound for Roseburg. Stoffel comes in 37 in the 3rd innings pitched. He's got a 4-1 record, a 1.31 ERA. He'll take over facing the 8-hitter, and it looks like we've got a new batter at the plate as the first pitch from Stoffel's high for ball 1. New hitter at the plate, and it's the new man that came in defensively. Nick Freud will take high, ball 1. Stoffel's 1-0 pitch is in for a called strike. Roseburg 3 outs away from getting the victory here in round 1 as a breaking ball low, a 2-1 count now for Freud. The Indians looking to survive and advance. The 2-1, swing and a miss. Evens it up at a 2-2 count now for Freud. Nick Freud, the senior second baseman, came in a .042 ERA, and he swings and misses at strike 3. It's a more well-drilling strikeout for Jay Stoffel to start out the 7th inning. Don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling. 541-459-4039. One down. It's the 9-hitter, Chaz Kaiser, due up. First pitch inside for ball 1. Kaiser on the day, 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. Fouls off the second pitch for a 1-1 count. High and inside for Stoffel, a 2-1 count now. Over the plate for strike 2. Stoffel, a 2-2 count against the 9-hitter. Canby down to their final 2 outs of the 2019 season. The 2-2 from Stoffel. In the air, right side, tailing foul. Gillespie into foul territory, makes the catch for the second out. Two down, and Stoffel 1 out away from getting a save, his first of the season. The win would go to Mandera, his 8th of the year. And Stoffel, it's his first save opportunity, and he's looking to get it. 2 down. First pitch in the dirt to the leadoff man, Josh Oakley, now the shortstop. Stoffel's up to 11 pitches, and I don't have it in front of me. I'll try to find it here, exactly how the pitch count rules work. I don't know them off the top of my head. The 1-0. It's a cross for a strike. Oakley with a 1-1 count. He's the last hope here, unless he can find a way on base. Swing and a foul tip for strike 2, and now Canby down to their final at-bat, or final strike of the at-bat. At the plate, Oakley needs to find a way on base to keep it going here. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled away, we'll do it again. If Jay Stoffel can keep it under 25 pitches, he can go again on Wednesday to start that game, by the way. 1-2 pitch from Stoffel. Outside in the dirt, bounces away from 6 with nobody on base. 2 down, nobody on base. Roseburg up by 2. The game-tying run is on deck. Josh Oakley trying to get on base to get the on-deck hitter to the plate. 2-2 delivery from Stoffel. Kicks and fires. It's low for ball 3. Full count pitch. Stoffel trying to avoid bringing the game-tying run to the plate. The 3-2. Ball 4. The season will extend by 1 more batter for Canby. 1 on with 2 down. And it'll be the lefty, Christian Potrats, that'll bat next. He's 0 for 3.
Number 7, Christian Potrats.
Roseburg still itching for that first-round victory. The first pitch, Potrats takes for strike 1. Stoffel trying to wrap it up here. The 0-1 pitch. Potrats fouls it away. He's down to an 0-2 count. Can Stoffel do it here? He's way ahead in the at-bat. The junior sets. The kick and fire. It's high for ball 1. This place feels ready to explode here at Legion. Waiting to root on a home victory in the first round of the state playoffs. The 1-2 pitch from Stoffel. Ground ball, first base, foul. Stays a 1-2 count. Again, we will go to Blazers basketball when we wrap up our broadcast here. Game 4, elimination game for the Blazers, coming up next. 1-2 pitch for Stoffel. In the air, on the infield. Mandera calling for it. He'll make the catch. Roseburg wins. And the Roseburg Indians will survive in advance, taking down a very good Canby squad here tonight. Give credit to those Cougars. Sean Weiss gave them everything they could handle today, but the Canby Cougars just couldn't hold off Roseburg for a full 7 innings. And the Indians come back to win 3-1 as Canby will head home to finish out their season. The Indians move on. We will know who they face sometime later tonight. They will take on the winner of Westview and Sprague, and that'll be on Wednesday here at home. Game time to be determined. We wrap it up and we head to the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Roseburg wins 3-1 on top of Canby. They had to work for it, but they get the victory in the opening round of the playoffs. Back with the Roseburg Disposal postgame show after this on 1490 The Score. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
I am a nurse.
A firefighter.
A college student.
A mother.
And I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready.
For every storm.
And disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors.
My family.
And my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Welcome, everybody, to the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Let them make the run of the dump for you. Call Roseburg Disposal at 673-7122. Tonight, your Roseburg Indians survive and advance as they move on to the second round of the 6A state playoffs, where they will face the winner of Westview and Sprague. That game is expected to be played on Wednesday here at Legion Field, and we'll see if we can find a score update on that one for you. Actually, it looks like that game is tied at 1, and Westview and Sprague tied at 1. Top of the third is what I have on that one. They got started at 5 o'clock, maybe to get a little bit of a delay start there. But it looks as if maybe that game tied at 1. We'll try to see if we can follow up on that for you coming up here in just a few. But Roseburg wins today 3-1, the final score. There we go. Sprague is actually upsetting Westview right now 4-2 in the top of the 6th. So Roseburg may be facing a team coming off of an upset win. Sprague, the road team in that matchup, the 22 seed, right now leading the 11 seed. But if Roseburg will learn anything from today's matchup, you can't take anybody lightly, as Canby gives Roseburg everything they can handle, but the Indians come back late for a 3-1 victory on top of the Cougars. Taking a look at the final check of the Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update for the Roseburg Indians. 1 run on 8 hits, 2 errors for Canby, 3 runs on 6 hits, and no errors for the Roseburg Indians. All the runs come in the 6th inning. Canby got 1 run in the top of the 6th on an RBI single by Sean Weiss, his 3rd hit of the game. But Roseburg would retaliate back in the bottom of the 6th. With 1 out, it was a double by Jay Stoffel off the top of the wall in left center. Then a ground ball to short by Mason Littlefield, booted by the shortstop Caden Delosier. And that allowed Jay Stoffel to come around to score and tie the ball game. Pop out to third base by Luke Van Norman in foul territory, made it 2 outs, but a single by Spencer Six got him on base, and then a single by Caden Johnson scored 2 more runs, and Roseburg would pull ahead 3-1 in the bottom of the 6th. In the top of the 7th inning, Jay Stoffel comes on for the close. He gets a 1-2-3-4 top of the 7th inning. He did allow 1 walk, but he gets the final out on a pop-up to third base, and who else? Zach Mandera, the senior, making the out at third to wrap up the ball game and give Roseburg the win. Into the second round for a 3rd straight season for the Roseburg Indians. We'll take a look at what that means and more of the statistics from this one when we come back after this 2-minute break. This is the Roseburg Disposal post-game show. Let them make the run of the dump for you, 673-7122. Stay tuned. We'll have more as we also get you our South River Community Health Center player of the game. And also, folks, want to let you know, don't forget that the postseason is brought to you by On Point Community Credit Union. They're a proud sponsor of the OSAA State Championships. On Point is Oregon's largest locally headquartered credit union, serving more than 360,000 members. Visit onpointcu.com. On Point is federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity. We'll come back after a 2-minute break and wrap things up before we send you to Blazers basketball here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Back here at Legion Field as they put the field to bed. It'll see another game coming up on Wednesday. Roseburg advances 3-1 on top of Canby here today. Joey Keyran with you. Want to send a shout out to Josh Nelson, who was helping with video production here on site throughout today's game, as well as back in the studio, Brenton Cranford running the radio side of things for us here this afternoon. Again, a reminder, we will go to Blazers basketball here in just a moment, but we got to wrap things up here from Legion Field, where Roseburg wins 3-1 on top of Canby and advances. And Roseburg will move on to face the winner of Sprague and Westview. Right now, Westview winning 4-2 on top of Westview. And Sprague is, I think, they're in the top of the sixth. Sprague's got 2 runners on with 1 out, threatening to add some more to that 2-run lead. As we are here in the postgame show, let's take a look at the numbers and how this one played out. Again, no scores until the 6th inning. It was a pitcher's duel through the first 5. Defense coming into play. Roseburg throwing out a runner at the plate in the 4th inning. That could have been the go-ahead run early for Canby. But the Cougars finally strike in the 6th on an RBI single by Sean Weiss to give them a 1-0 lead. Roseburg would tie it on an error in the bottom of the 6th, and then a 2-run single by Caden Johnson put the Indians on front 3-1. They would hold on as Stoffel would come out for the save to close out the ball game. Zach Mandera gets the win. 6 innings work, gave up 8 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Jay Stoffel pitches the 7th, picks up his first save of the year. He does not give up a hit, no runs, no 1 walk and 1 strikeout for him. Taking the loss, unfortunate because he pitched a heck of a game. Sean Weiss goes 5 2/3, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 3 runs, none of them earned, 4 walks and 6 strikeouts. Coming in relief was Caden Delosier. He pitched a third of an inning, gave up 1 hit. That 1 hit was a big one. It drove in 2 runs for Roseburg, and he does not factor into the decision. The runs all going to the credit of Sean Weiss. Offensive numbers from this one. Canby comes in. They, on paper, look like a team that wasn't a great hitting team. They end up with 8 hits. Roseburg only 6. Josh Oakley at the top goes 1 for 3. Caden Delosier goes 3 for 3 with a run scored. Sean Weiss was 3 for 3 with an RBI. And then at the bottom of the lineup, it was Chaz Kaiser who goes 1 for 2 with a walk in there as well. For Roseburg, Spencer 6, 1 for 3 in the game with a run scored and a walk. Caden Johnson had a huge day at the plate, going 3 for 4 with 2 RBI. Let's see here. Jay Stoffel, 1 for 3 with the big double off the top of the wall in left center. And Luke Van Norman goes 1 for 3 in the ball game as well. Not a lot of hits to go around for Roseburg, but they came up with the ones they needed when they needed it. Roseburg also had a couple of hard hit balls that just couldn't find a way to fall in here today. They get the victory 3-1. For Roseburg, let's go ahead and name our South River Community Health Center player of the game here tonight. And the award is going to go to Caden Johnson, the junior shortstop, the only guy in the lineup. He had half of Roseburg's hits. He goes 3 for 4, drives in 2, the go-ahead and insurance run there in the 6th with his big single. And that would put Roseburg in front for good. And so Caden Johnson is your South River Community Health Center player of the game, providing primary medical care and behavioral health care for children, teens, and adults. Visit South River Community Health Center online at south-river.org. Well, as we wrap things up here, let's take one last look at the Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. Again, Roseburg softball advancing today as well. They win 7-1 on top of Lake Ridge in 7 innings, so they advance on to the next round. They'll face the winner of Bend and Barlow, if I'm not mistaken. Let me remind myself here. Bend and Barlow, that will be the matchup in that one. So Roseburg softball advancing on to the second round. It'll be another home game for the Roseburg girls. And let's see if we can find a score on that other matchup. Taking a quick look here. Roseburg 7-1. Do not have a score on the Bend and Barlow matchup in that one. South Medford loses to Sunset in their matchup in the Southwest Conference. And those are the only other scores of note that we have so far from there. Also in softball, Glide softball wins at home 9-0 against St. Paul to advance to the second round of the 2A, 1A state playoffs. In baseball, checking in, middle of the 6th inning, Sprague leading 4-2 against Westview. That winner of that matchup will come here to Roseburg in the next round on Wednesday. Sprague is the the lower seed. I never know what to call it because their number's higher, but they're the worst seed. I don't know. Anyways, Sprague is the 22 seed. Westview the 11 seed. They're in the middle of the 6th, going to the bottom of the 6th. Right now, Sprague, the visiting team, leading 4-2. In the 6A classification, Roseburg winning 3-1 against Canby. South Medford falls to Tigers 7-6. Century, a team that Roseburg faced early on in the year, the number 2 team in the rankings, wins 9-1 against Sandy. West Salem wins 2-0 against Grant. Those are the scores that we have so far. And let's see if we've got a final on that Glide baseball score. No final as of yet. Glide baseball hosting Lost River in a home playoff game as well. And I think that's about everything I've got to report when it comes to our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update for you. Garrettson Building Supply, building relationships, building projects, building materials. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our Douglas County community for over 90 years. So Roseburg, baseball and softball both advanced. They'll both be back here at home on Wednesday to take on second-round opponents still to be determined. And we'll have coverage of Roseburg baseball for you. If the games are around the same time, we'll have updates on the softball game. If for some reason the games get played at different times, maybe we get a chance to squeeze in a softball game on the radio for you as well. Roseburg will be playing, though, again, baseball and softball scheduled to play on Wednesday, weather permitting. We'll have that update for you when we get it and when things all come together here later on tonight. Want to say thanks to Canby, great visiting team here tonight. A lot of fun to talk with their coaches and some of the families here in the stands, including the family of Sean Weiss. They were sitting right in front of us. They were great people to talk to as we were making our way through tonight's ball game. Also want to say thank you to Athletic Director Russ Bolin, Head Coach Troy Thompson, the entire Roseburg baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg baseball here on The Score. Want to say thanks to Brenton Cranford back in the studio for the radio production and Josh Nelson for help here on site with the video production here today. All right, folks, stick around. We want to say thanks to you, the fans, for tuning in for today's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. Now I know there's many of you that are waiting for Blazers basketball, so let's do it. We'll get you to Blazers basketball after a quick timeout. We break to acknowledge the end of the broadcast, and then we will get you into Blazers basketball. It should be around the first quarter of this one. They got a little bit of a later start, it looks like. Blazers basketball first half action for you, an elimination game. The Blazers need to win to survive. A loss in their season comes to an end. So Blazers basketball coming up next, folks. We'll have more for you when we return on Wednesday. Roseburg basketball coming up. So stay tuned for more updates on a game time and opponent. I'm Joey Kieran. Have a wonderful night, folks. Roseburg wins 3-1 in the first round of the state playoffs here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. All right, why don't you, when you get a moment, delete the first 3 commercials.